Hi, welcome to Dark Politics Tarot. My name is Nick, and today I didn't want to read on this. I really didn't want to read on the White House Correspondents' dinner because, like many of you, when I saw what happened over the weekend, I said, what a crock of you know what. I didn't believe it. I thought it was staged, the whole 9 yards. But then I did a reading on it for myself, and it actually looked like this was a real um, shooting. But I don't trust anything that comes out of this White House, nor should you. And that's why everybody's like, yeah, stage. Nobody believed it. And that's the damage that's being done to our country. Um, I mean, regardless, most people were always leery of government officials and the things they say and the truth, but now it's totally gone. Like, we can't believe anything in institutions such as the media. Now, I listen to independent news media and I read articles from Grand News. I don't ever watch regular media. So, but it's just showing how all what our foundational knowledge coming from certain institutions, we just don't trust it or believe it. And that's really sad for our country. But this is all because of the regime and what they promote. And it's sad that they're now, of course, blaming the Democrats on their violent rhetoric. Like, it's such bullshit. We're all tired of listening to it. And I didn't want to read on this, but I'll give it a quick read again. Just looking at Cole Allen, the alleged shooter. We don't even know if he fired a shot. That could have been what they call friendly fire. Um, so we don't even know what's real. I don't believe anything coming out of their mouths. The fact that they immediately come on after it and say it's, a lone, like a lone lunatic, guy from California, of course. Like, we don't even know what this guy's political views are. Obviously, he's a disgruntled man that's tired, and we're all fatigued and tired. So, enough with my long rant, but I just have to say, I really didn't want to read on it, but some people in my comments wanted me to read on it. So, I'll just read on the shooter. Um, I don't think it was staged. And I was watching Malcolm Nance, and this is what I thought too. Like, every president gets a lot of assassination attempts. Look at a lot of any political people. I mean, what's her name? Whitmer in Michigan they were plotting to kidnap her and kill her. I mean, the the Hortmans, was it Melissa Hortman? Like, nothing was said on the Republican side about all the violence going on. Like, she was killed. Um, Many people are killed during regimes, but Malcolm Nance said, like, he just reiterated what was my thought, that Obama had, I think, 11 assassination attempts. Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, they all had these events happen to them. They just don't get put out as rhetoric. They don't get media attention. But most presidents do get many assassinations attempts. It's just weird that our president now, I don't even call him our president, our criminal in chief, it happens right on screen, right on the air. Like, it's just ridiculous. So I don't trust anything that comes out of this regime's mouth. Um, I love all the mocking that's going on of Stephen Miller and his wife. You see his wife as a shield. And, that's lovely to see that stuff. But I don't want to really sit and talk about this. But I will do a quick reading on just on the shooter and his mindset. I'm using my Minchiati Al Cigno deck, just to take a look at, I'll go down to the table, just to take a look at him and the violence that he decided to do. Let me move my little speaker over. So let's look at Cullinane. Whoops, this one jumped out. So we get the element of earth coming up. Now, when I first read on him, the Capricorn came up and the Taurus. So maybe he has a lot of that in his chart or something. But now it's showing earth again, that like the element of earth is what that card represents. So here we have next the 10 of Cups. This is similar to my first reading. Sorry about the glare. Let's see if I can fix it a little bit. But this is overly emotional. Maybe he's usually a very balanced person, but he was overridden with emotions, feeling frustrated, probably. Yeah, more emotions coming up with the 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups could, it could also represent him having some kind of relationship problems. But this was a very emotional time for him. Very emotional. The 8 of Cups. Yeah, I feel like the emotions running away with him. Okay, and here we have the Page of Wands. He wanted, or is that the King? No, that's the King. Looks like he's standing, but he's sitting. The King of Wands. So he's picking up the baton. He's taking an action about everything he's feeling. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles is usually about stability, but it's talking to me about he wanted tangible action to take some, actual real action. And he's in the middle of the spread, so he's thinking he's the only one that can fix it. It's that kind of deranged sort of thinking. And then we have the 8 of Wands. So yeah, he was going to take a big action and come firing on everybody that was there. And it was so dangerous that the Secret Service did not have it locked down more. I mean, they did a good job as far as containing the situation, but the way the setup was terrible, and they really need to look at their Secret Service. Okay, and then next we have, this is the Page of Cups. So he wanted to send a definite message. And it's also about women, his wanting to protect women, children. That was in his manifesto, his so-called manifesto. And then we have the 10, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this is the 10 of Swords. So he was definitely moving into a violent position. He was being the King of Wands, he was taking a deliberate action. With this next to it, the 4 of Pentacles next to it, he was taking a strong action. He was overridden with emotions. And he's normally a stable guy, but it just got to him. And he's above him. He's thinking about the women, the girls, the abuse by the people in this regime. And he has 8 of batons. He wanted to rain down terror on them. And then with the 10 of Swords there is he really wanted to bring great violence to them, but not, he was very measured in not wanting to hurt other people, innocent bystanders. But if you think about it, he could have went in there with a grenade, and the ballroom, everybody says, is not like it, he was a floor above, but it's not like a big staircase going downward. So to me, like he could have come in with a machine gun, he could have come in with a bomb and thrown it on the whole place, and they all would have been taken out. The other, oops, I'm sorry, my microphone dropped. Sorry about that. I want to now look at JD Vance. If you want a conspiracy theory, I'm going to give you one. Hold on. Okay, my conspiracy theory. When I saw that JD Vance was getting out before Trump, way before Trump, he was ushered out. Now I know they have two different teams of Secret Service that they're working with. So obviously, JD Vance's team is much better than Donald Trump's. But I wonder, let's just look at the conspiracy here. This is for entertainment purposes only. It's just speculating with cards. All my videos are. What if, oops, this one's dripping. Okay, hold on a second. One of my candelabra candles is dripping, even though I have dripless candles. It's sort of burning wonky. All right, let's just look at JD Vance. Somehow, was this sort of planned? Like this could have been a whole plan to get rid of Trump. Getting him out early that maybe somebody else could get in. I'm just wondering, why does JD Vance have a better Secret Service team? It's very bizarre, don't you think? All right, Ace of Cups. Because they're looking at him as the next president. Of course, any Secret Service has to keep everyone safe, but why? Why would Trump not have the safer Secret Service here? The Strength card, but it's crossed. It's in the challenge, so Strength is challenged here. Maybe that's what it's talking about. Trump's team is challenged in a way. But the Ace of Cups is like an opportunity. It's an emotional opportunity, so it's just odd that comes up first. Underneath it all, I get a yes card at the bottom of the reading. So maybe there is something going on, a little conspiracy, that they're taking extra care of Vance, not so worried about Trump anymore. Could that be some bigger conspiracy? You have the Queen of Wands, and I always see the Queen of Wands as JD Vance for obvious reasons. And he's the sign of Leo, which is Wands. Is there some kind of push to keep JD Vance safer than Trump? The Hermit card. The Hermit. So the Hermit is about looking deeper into the subject. So there's something deeper going on, something underneath all of this. And I get the World. So maybe they could see the completion of Trump is coming now, so they really have to put more attention on Vance? Possibly. Possibly. And, okay, I got to get rolling here. It's taking me really long to upload lately, like 14 to 24 hours. Judgment. Maybe he's getting a lot more threats than even Trump. We know that wherever he goes, JD is hated and booed, and his wife as well. Three of Wands. Yeah, they're looking into the future. They're looking towards the future here. So I think there is some kind of something going underneath the surface that's saying we got to take extra special care to make sure JD is in power. Two of Swords. A crossroads. What's the crossroads about? Crossroads. That's in the position of the environment around him. So it's like, yeah, extra protection for him. Extra protection. Make sure nobody crosses the boundary with JD. And the Hierophant. The Hierophant. Yeah, this is like the white nationalist, the basically the church and state attitude. I think a lot more in the regime are looking towards JD to be, the next president. They're looking forward to it, and they don't want him sacrificed. Okay, so it's pretty clear to me in this spread that they're taking extra precaution because they know he will be the next president. But let's look at why. I don't know if that's the right question. Hold on. So this is my question. Why is, and I shuffled my cards, why are people in the regime not taking huge precautions for Trump? Because they had the whole cabinet in there. Whoops, I dropped one. They had the entire cabinet in there. Actually, I want to shuffle once again. They had the entire cabinet in there, which is so odd to not have full security, like major security going on. Why wasn't there better security for Donald Trump? Because he's a fool. They see him as the buffoon, the fool, but do they know something else? They don't see him as representing them anymore, and they see him being left out in the cold. They see what's going to happen to him. So that's their challenge, and him possibly going to jail. Even though he has immunity, I think that's about impeachment, not jail, rather. They see the impeachment coming, so they really need now Vance to come through. Yes, the 10 of Cups. The new family coming in is at the bottom of this. We need the new person to lead us, to keep the Republicans in power. I don't know why they would weigh themselves on JD, except that they want his white Christian nationalist agenda to go through. This is their last attempt. Yeah, and this is what I thought. This is why I brought up the question. What they know is that Trump, not only is he mentally ill, they know he's sick. He's actually sick. So I think they all know his days are very numbered. So yeah, it just confirmed what I was thinking here. The Five of Wands. I think the overarching energy is they know the struggle that Trump is having physically. Let's just see if we get some pentacles around that. I mean, we got the Five of Pentacles. Oh, yeah, they know it's happening sooner. Very quickly that he could pass. Again, for entertainment purposes only. So, yeah, the Ace of Coins. They're putting all their bets now into JD. Even though everybody hates him, if he became the new dictator, they don't care if people hate him. The old man in the environment here next to him, like the King of Coins, is almost done for. The Eight of Coins, they're working on the new agenda for JD and his reign of terror. Reign of terror. And the Knight of Cups, yeah, it's agreeing with me again here that they know the end is near. So this is a quick one. Hopefully I can get it out today. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for the likes, subscribes, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.